Hello, Google. We are Team 17 of YES's Google Case Competition 2018. Chris, Edu, Yayin, Joseph, and Waina. Responding to your challenge, we addressed each of your questions in the following way. Our list of Iberian digital natives was created from extensive research taking into account life cycle stage, user base, and current level of spending on cloud services. We then built a short list with the general criteria of profitability for GCP and probability of switching to GCP. Finally, our strategy to target the tail end of companies has been developed to maximize the impact while minimizing expense for GCP. In addition to a deep dive into the Iberian startup ecosystem, we conducted a series of interviews with developers, the front line of cloud services, to understand how they choose a service and the value they see in a cloud provider. CTOs, the key decision makers for the digital natives, to understand their motivations when contracting cloud services. And finally, industry experts to gain a general macro view of cloud services. Now, Waina will tell us more about our selection methodology.
Thank you, Joseph. So how did we come up with a list? First, we decided to sort the market by industry. This would allow us to make more sensible comparison and also give us a better understanding of the cloud market. Then we conducted surveys to understand which were the drivers of the cloud consumption. After our surveys, we figured out that these were number of downloads, number of visits, current spending, type of media, and funding history of the companies. Once we had our metrics, our drivers, we went to the databases to make our data research. So we went to websites like Intricately, SimilarWeb, Crunchbase, and Google Play. Once we gathered the data, we crunched everything into a Google Sheet, and with simple comparisons, we came up with a list of companies, according to us, that have the most potential in cloud consumption growth. In order to improve Google Cloud Solutions market share in the long tail segment, we really wanted to talk to the ecosystem. We really wanted to understand the customer journey. And we based our recommendation based on these investigations. So from the people we interviewed, 50% already used GCP. However, only a very little amount used them as their preferred cloud provider. 48% define user experience as the main reason to choose a cloud provider. And additionally, 80% had their first contact with a cloud platform before or during university. So from this investigation, we created a product lifecycle, and we identified 4 different touch points where developers actually choose a cloud service provider. So the first one is education. We think partnerships with high schools and universities would be very beneficial to be in the developer's mindset before the beginning of their careers. Then there's the MVP phase. We think that with credits and a direct hotline with Google engineers would help developers create a pitchable MVP that would be a really, really valuable offer for these young companies. Then we have the startup / scale-up phase. And there we think strategic partnership with VCs, incubators, and accelerators would be the most beneficial. These companies are expanding a lot, and they create new services all the time, and they're in need of a reliable, cheap cloud platform. And finally, for more mature companies, we think that a switching discount would be the best offer to them to actually increase Google's market share. We want to thank you to have given us the opportunity to pitch to you, and we really hope to hear from you very soon. Thank you.